This Better Call Saul video, brought to you by Miracle Whip.
What you eating?
Tuna salad. I made it with Miracle Whip instead of mayonnaise.
It's not mayonnaise, but people in Florida still believe in it.
Yeah. Technically, I don't think this is mayonnaise. I don't know. What do you think?
Hello, Two Shot fans, and we're here to take a look at the penultimate episode of Better Call Saul, Season 6, Episode 12. The characters are really getting into it now. If you thought there might be some kind of happy ending, it doesn't look that is going to happen in any way.
So, whatever happened to crack? How come you never hear about it on the news anymore? Did everybody just all decide to stop taking it?
What's the drug that makes you dance around and put a pacifier in your mouth?
Ecstasy.
Ecstasy. That's the big one now. I think that
That's the big one. My sister's best friend's son. Oh my God.
One thing I gotta say about this before anything is, how come nobody's mentioning the fact that Kim Wexler looks like Jennifer Aniston? Hell, I could make the whole episode about this. The show starts, of course, with Saul throwing his stress ball against the wall, just like he did at the cell phone store, and then gets complained about by Francesca while customers wait for an hour, as he clearly is uptight about the upcoming divorce papers or dissolution. That's something I learned from Better Call Saul in Season 5. And that's when they kind of put to rest that little theory that Kim might have been the second wife, which contradicted his story to Walter in Breaking Bad about his second wife.
I caught my second wife screwing my stepdad.
But of course, there were two wives before Kim, so Kim was number 3.
No way, man. Absolutely not.
When the police took you into custody, did they find any of this so-called stolen merchandise? Was it in your possession?
No.
Of course it wasn't. Because you didn't steal anything.
I gotta say, Jeff has really started to grow on me. I didn't like seeing the new Jeff because I guess the idea of having a different character step in for someone always sucks. Hint, Ashton Kutcher for Charlie Sheen. At least they didn't kill some guy off and replace him with a new Jeffy. I wonder if we're going to see Buddy again. I wonder if Buddy, you know what? Buddy could play a part in the end. He could be kind of a surprise guy that comes out.
My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. Wherever I go, he goes. My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. I'll teach him everything that I know. My buddy and me, like the climb up a tree. My buddy and me, we're the best friends could be.
That crying scene, that was heavy. I kind of lost it a little bit right there, and I don't know. That was like the most powerful scene since Hank's death, obviously, back in Breaking Bad. Maybe even more in some ways.
Can you tell me the flange diameter of 212-17 \H? What do you want?
I don't want anything. It's been a while, just...
Thinking anything in particular, just random thoughts, and bam, it suddenly occurred to me. It's been 6 years.
Kim.
I'm glad you're alive.
Time to sing.
Okay.
Could the Kettlemans make a surprise appearance in the finale of Better Call Saul? Will they look for revenge against Saul, and possibly Kim?
Maybe.
Well, they may not need to after this lawsuit against the show.
Here's Johnny!
Liberty Tax Service has filed a suit alleging trade dress infringement, dilution, defamation, disparagement, and injurious falsehoods. The suit stems entirely from episodes 1 and 2 of the 6th and final season of the series, when fan-favorite returning characters Craig and Betsy Kettleman returned to the show and were revealed to be running a tax preparation business called Sweet Liberty Tax Services. As is revealed in the episode though, the Kettlemans aren't practicing their business ethically and Liberty Tax Service has a problem with that.
Hey, Jojo, sorry about that. I'm your Uncle Jimmy, all right?
Just check this out somehow. Nobody's throwing this out there. What about Walt Jr.? Walt Jr. blames Saul for everything. He's compiled all kinds of reports on this. He figured out maybe that Saul was responsible for all that money and this fake funding and all the lies, and he supported Walter and really was the influence. So Walt Jr. What about Walt Jr. somehow gets a hold of Jesse Pinkman and they come in at the end and kill Gene with Marion as the, and maybe somehow Pinkman was friends with Jeffy and somehow that connects, and Buddy and they all know each other. That would be a wild ending. Anyway, those are just some theories I'm throwing out there. Nobody's talking about Walt Jr. I mean,
this isn't the first time, you know. He's been in trouble before. Oh, Jesus.
Marion.
The death of me. He's gonna be the death of me.
Marion?
It's gonna be all right. We'll get him out of there lickety-split.
Notice how Saul puts the phone away while drinking. Alcoholic tips 101.
Constitution says you do, and so do I. I believe that until proven guilty, every man, woman, and child in this country is innocent. And that's why I fight for you, Albuquerque. Better call Saul.
One of the scarier moments for Saul, as people have discussed, that he looks like he's legitimately going to kill. I thought he might actually kill her there.
Hey, Jeff understands me. Buddy understands me. And you will too. Just have to, keep things on an even keel. All right?
One thing people aren't talking about is the cancer patient is played by Kevin Sussman, the actor who plays the hilarious Stewart in The Big Bang Theory. And in the style of The Big Bang Theory, Kevin's luck isn't too great in Better Call Saul either. As he's being robbed, Gene even grabs the ashes of the poor guy's old dog in order to knock him out to make an escape.
Jesse Pinkman and Walter White were supposed to make one more appearance each in separate episodes, meaning that flashback sequence, which was cool, with Kim outside, the Kim who's already at the end of her road, and Jesse who's just beginning his ways with Emilio and Crazy Eight.
You got him off like Scott.
And then Walter obviously will be in the last episode, most obviously in another flashback sequence. Although some have suggested that maybe on his way back to Albuquerque, somehow he stops in Omaha to Cinnabon. So that would be kind of cute, I guess. Of course, some believe Walt is still alive, very much in the same way Elvis and Jimi Hendrix are still alive. And Tupac, of course. Somehow in the end, I really wanted to see Jesse Pinkman and Kim Wexler and Gene. I don't know. I want to see something like, "What's up, bitch?" I just want to see that again. In black and white. Jesse in black and white. From Alaska. Maybe the Alaska thing, when they showed the Alaska Gateway there at the airport, was meaning he was actually coming into Albuquerque at the same time, unbeknownst to other people. Maybe Kim knew that, maybe she didn't. Because he's like, "Yo, I remember you got combo off. Yo, I need your help. This Gene," and he wants to kill Gene. He's so pissed off at Gene. He's had enough. That taxi cab scene was really funny when okay, did he do it intentionally as a distraction or is he just an idiot? What about a little bit of both? He did it as a distraction. I don't think there's enough time in between what we saw that Gene called him and Jeff did that intentionally. Maybe Jeff said, "Okay, I'm going to do it," but he got nervous and he wasn't sure if he wanted to do this. He was supposed to just speed away, lead the cops away, and then say, "Hey, I'm just leaving," or whatever. But he got nervous and crashed, so that was a mistake and they went too far. Just throwing that out there. Okay, so that's all. Subscribe, you know the rest, and bye-bye. I think a lot of people are hoping Pinkman somehow sneaks in the end. That would be great. Like, maybe it doesn't need that. Maybe it really needs to be its own show, so staying true. It's more than fan service, though, because Pinkman is connected to Gene and even somehow Kim, maybe more than we know, or just from that one memory that connected him to Gene or Saul.
Lightning bolts shoot from my fingertips!